Hello, my name is Danielle Pieroni, and I work for the Chartered Professional Accountants of New Brunswick. Happy Financial Literacy Month! Thank you to Lawback Literacy for inviting us to share information on our free resources with you. I'm here today with my colleague Lisa from FCNB.
Thanks for inviting me, Danielle. My name is Lisa Legere, and I'm the Education Coordinator at FCNB. And our legislated mandate is to protect consumers and enhance public confidence in the financial and consumer marketplaces through the provision of regulatory and education services. And we see our education role and financial literacy as a component of that. And it's critical to the achievement of our mandate. And we also believe that protecting consumers from harm will only be achieved if we're successful in improving the New Brunswick's financial literacy. So we use a lot of different methods, and ultimately the goal is for New Brunswick consumers to have the tools they need to make informed financial decisions. For example, if an individual is unable to read or understand a financial document, they become more vulnerable to financial exploitation, frauds and scams, even making poor financial decisions and credit mismanagement.
Very good. Thanks so much, Lisa, for telling us a little bit more about your role and how FCNB is helping our province. Here at CPA New Brunswick, we are committed to providing unbiased, objective financial literacy information to New Brunswickers so they can make better decisions about their personal finances. CPA New Brunswick is proud to offer no-cost financial literacy educational sessions to organizations and employers delivered by Chartered Professional Accountants. Our CPAs, experts in their fields, volunteer their time to help New Brunswickers learn the language of money. Topics that we offer include budgeting, savings, taxes, retirement planning, and much more. We have free sessions aimed specifically at adults, children, seniors, new Canadians, and small business owners. CPA New Brunswick is currently offering our sessions virtually through Zoom and similar platforms, and these sessions may be delivered in English or in French. To find out more or to request a free financial literacy session for your organization, please visit the CPA New Brunswick website or check out the link in this video's description. Now, to talk a little bit more about the importance of financial literacy, I'm going to be asking Lisa a few questions. So Lisa, let's start with the basics. What is financial literacy?
Well, that's a great question. Financial literacy, it's more than just being able to add dollars and cents. It's building skills and good habits around money topics like saving, budgeting, borrowing, investing, and even planning. And it's about having the knowledge, skills, and confidence to make those informed financial decisions, as I mentioned earlier.
Right, so that makes sense. Now that we know what we mean when we say financial literacy, why does Canada dedicate a whole month to financial literacy? And I'm going to give you two for the price of one. My second question is, I keep hearing people say, have the money talk. What's the money talk?
Well, we'll start with Financial Literacy Month. So it's a national initiative that aims at providing Canadians with the knowledge, skills, and confidence to make smart financial decisions. And financial literacy is, again, having that confidence a person needs to make those decisions. And that's really what our goal is. So 2020 marks its 10th anniversary, and FCNB has been involved since the very beginning. And throughout the month, we partner with organizations across the country that host events and share resources, and we aim to educate Canadians and help them understand their finances. We want to empower them to manage their money and their debt wisely. We want them to know how to save for the future and understand their rights and responsibilities as well. And FCNB typically hosts events during Financial Literacy Month, but as you mentioned earlier, with current circumstances, we shifted our approach. And now we have online solutions like our Spend Smart NB series and our upcoming Make Account videos that I'm going to talk about in a few minutes. Our focus this year, as you mentioned earlier, was to encourage New Brunswickers to have the money talk. And when we say that, people ask exactly what you said. What does that mean? Well, having the money talk, that can vary from one person to another. And it depends on the life stage and the family situation of that individual. So for example, for some, it means having conversations with their children about where money comes from, how to manage it carefully, and understand what things are worth. For others, it might mean addressing money matters with a new life partner to make sure you're on the same page with your shared finances. And having the money talk can also mean having conversations with your aging parents about the state of their finances, making sure their budget reflects their current situation, and checking whether their estate's in order. And finally, feeling comfortable consulting financial professionals about where you want to go with your plan is another place we can encourage open conversations about money and financial wellness. So ideally, we want New Brunswickers to embrace the idea that having these conversations with our children, our partners, our peers, and other professionals is beneficial and actually healthy. And our website has lots of resources to help people better understand the types of conversations that they can have and how to have them. And you can see that at fcmb.ca.
Good stuff. Okay, so now I get it. I've got to talk about money, have the money talk with my parents, with my partner, with my kids. But why, Lisa? Why should people care? Why is that money talk so crucial?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, understanding your finances, it's never been so important. And the impact of COVID-19 on New Brunswickers is unprecedented. As a result, many are facing financial pressures. And the ability to make informed financial decisions can help many people stretch their dollars and avoid taking on more debt. And on average, Canadian household debt represents 177% of disposable income from 2019. Because of the pandemic, Canadians may even be experiencing higher levels of debt. And too much household debt can cause financial stress and weaken your ability to manage your finances during periods of economic difficulty. Without some foundational understanding of your personal finances, people are more at risk of falling into a cycle of debt that's really hard to escape.
I'm really glad you brought up the pandemic, Lisa, because there's no getting away from it. COVID-19 is causing so much stress and uncertainty, especially on the financial front. Some people aren't even quite sure where to start. Do you have any advice for them?
Well, ideally, many New Brunswickers saw their financial situation disrupted this spring, and they may still be feeling the consequences. And that can be stressful, as you said. At the beginning of the pandemic, we created a guide on navigating your financial wellness through COVID-19 that offers some steps people can take. And again, you can find it on our website at fcmb.ca. And some of the proposed steps in it are making sure you reviewed available government financial and economic measures, contacting your creditors and financial institutions to discuss options with them, reviewing your expenses and building a budget. And for those who are finding their financial situation recovering, or if they're in a position to do so, they could start an emergency savings plan as one way to prepare for future financial emergencies. And we have a Spend Smart episode that just launched this week that talked specifically about that topic.
That's a great idea, Lisa. But so far we've talked mostly about adults, and I wonder, does FCNB have any resources for kids and their teachers, and maybe even for parents?
Yeah, we absolutely do. Typically, when we're not in the middle of a pandemic, we usually visit more than 80 classrooms across the province and speak to nearly 2,000 students every year with our Make It Count presentations. And this year, again, the exceptional circumstances, we're making Make It Count available to teachers via video lessons, which they can use in the classroom, just like when we would come to visit them, or even as part of virtual learning. And the Make It Count program and lessons are also available for parents interested in having these conversations at home and with their children as well. And on top of this, we're still doing, much like you guys are doing, virtual presentations to the classrooms as well. So we're trying to make use of all those alternate delivery methods to reach New Brunswickers where they're at this time.
Great stuff, Lisa. What a great resource. I love that you have versions for schools and for parents to use. Starting that money talk at an early age will certainly help our young people grow up confident about making sound money decisions. The Chartered Professional Accountants of New Brunswick have free educational sessions that we deliver to groups, whether it be a lunch and learn at a workplace or maybe at a local library or a multicultural center. But FCNB in addition to doing these presentations you've spoken about to groups, also has been creating a video series for individuals. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah. So we started our video series in June, and we broadcasted on social media, and we hosted on YouTube, and we called them Spend Smart NB. So this kind of came about as part of our alternative delivery methods, like I mentioned earlier, to keep in touch with New Brunswickers while public health measures are in place regarding social distancing and public gatherings. So FCNB typically takes part in all sorts of in-person outreach. So usually we're at fairs and festivals and community events through the year to keep sharing our consumer protection and financial literacy messages. So this time we sought out ways to take them to people via some new means, like we mentioned, trying to try these videos out. And they've been well received. So they're working really well. They're getting the information out, and we're covering information that relates to our regulated sectors as well. And a few of the other projects that we have in the works are, again, the in-person presentations. So because we know that that's going to be disrupted for quite a while. So not having those, as you guys are struggling with as well, it's kind of coming up with those means to still be able to have those discussions. So being able to do them virtually, being able to offer these video options are ways that New Brunswickers can get the information that they need.
Very good. Thank you so kindly, Lisa, for sharing your time and your expertise with us. Remind us again where New Brunswickers can find all these many resources that you've mentioned.
So again, the best place to find our resources is visiting our website at fcnb.ca. And from there, you can go to the playlist from our YouTube channels to see the Spend Smart NB videos. You can search through our guides and through our different topics to find information related to all sorts of different financial literacy topics, as well as, like I mentioned earlier, the regulated sectors that we're involved with. So all kinds of good information there to make sure that people are taking advantage of Financial Literacy Month this month, but all year round as well.
Good point. And I should be clear that all the different resources Lisa has mentioned, and myself as well, these are available on a year-round basis. We're putting an extra push on it in November because that is Financial Literacy Month and the 10th anniversary of Financial Literacy Month in Canada. But any time of year, you can also, in addition to visiting fcnb.ca, visit CPA New Brunswick's website for more information about our free education sessions and also to book them. And that can be found at cpanewbrunswick.ca. Thanks for watching, and we encourage you to have the money talk with the important people in your life this month.
Yes, thanks so much, Danielle. Thanks to CPA New Brunswick as well. And happy Financial Literacy Month, everyone. Take care.
Bye.